Welcome back to In the Moment. I'm Lori Walsh. Heather Krause believes that celebrating women in your community starts with showing up to support them. She's joining us today inside the Kirby Family Studio in SDPB's Sioux Falls studio to talk about Women's Day of Service. Heather, welcome. Thanks for being here.
Thanks for having me.
It's nice. I see you all over Facebook and social media and on other news organizations, and now you're here with us too. You've been getting out and getting a lot of word out, yeah?
Yeah, and I feel like I finally made it because I'm on SDPB and I'm an NPR junkie, so this is my favorite place.
Here we go, out around the world. And Heather is part of the inaugural class of the Billie Sutton Leadership Institute. That's a nonpartisan organization devoted to leadership development in South Dakota. Founder Billie Sutton joins us on the phone from Burke. Billie, welcome back.
Yeah, thanks for having me. It's always fun to be on.
All right, before we talk about the Women's Day of Service and go forward, I want to go backwards a little bit because Billie's been on the show before, Heather, talking about this Leadership Institute. And you were one of the first people to be a part of it. When you first heard about the Leadership Institute, what drew you to put in an application? Because a whole lot of people did.
Honestly, I read through kind of what he stood for and what this program was meant to be. And I'm very a politically active person. And I loved the messaging around this idea of just kind of pulling people into the middle and talking about South Dakota as a community, regardless of where you sit politically. And let's just sit in a room together and inspire each other to make change. And that just was something that really spoke to me and a piece that was kind of missing in my life, that service aspect. And so I threw my name out there and crossed my fingers.
Yeah. Billie, a piece that's missing in her life is that service aspect. That has to make you sort of a sense of recognition. That's why I hear you say that all the time. Although, that's an important part of life, of your life growing up and now too.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, that was really what this program is about. I mean, it's about leadership development, but I think in order to help develop leaders, a good leader is a servant. All the best leaders are. They're not what you would sometimes think of a leader. I mean, a good leader is somebody that serves the people around them. And that's what we really wanted to do with this. And that means community engagement and getting to work for your fellow South Dakotans.
Yeah. And that can be, Heather, a little bit counterculture when you talk about a leader as a person who serves people around them. Did you have to sort of, as part of these, the training and the group work that you've done, was that new to you? Did it just sort of resonate with you? Like, yes, that's what I was hoping it was? Or was it a challenge like, oh, this is a little bit different than I thought the journey that I was going to be on?
It was honestly exactly what I needed in that moment because I had kind of tried to start this project a couple years ago and I wouldn't say failed, but I just got stuck. And one of the things that Billie mentioned during our retreat and a lot of leaders that came and spoke to us during our retreat was surround yourself with people who are smarter than you. And they really pounded that down pretty hard amongst the group. And so that really was a great moment for me to say, now I get to be in this group of other fellows and leaders, including Billie and his wife, Kelsey, and the program coordinator, Susie. And so I was surrounded by people that were smarter than me in different capacities. And so now I have that group to help me succeed, and they have.
Let's talk about the Women's Day of Service. Tell us in a nutshell what exactly it is.
It's really first and foremost about women helping women. So on March 7th is what we're pushing towards. It's an event where we're going to gather women volunteers in Sioux Falls at the MB Gym downtown to build hygiene kits and new mommy baskets. So we're handing these kits out to 6 participating nonprofits: Bishop Dudley House, St. Francis House, Center of Hope, Children's Inn, Teddy Bear Den, and Dress for Success. And we're basically providing kits that are basic necessities for women in need who are economically disadvantaged.
All right, but there have been many, lead up. It's not just hey, on March 7th this happens. You've done a whole lot of things between, for months, really. Tell us about some of those events have been like.
Yeah, so these products are expensive. So shampoo, conditioner, tampons, pads, et cetera, all of the things that we're including are not cheap. And you can't use food stamps to buy a lot of them. So we've been hosting a lot of fundraisers, and there's been some phenomenal organizations in Sioux Falls. I work for Sanford. They've been very supportive, helping donate and host drives. Local companies like Lemonly and Epicosity, which are our local marketing agencies in town, have donated. Minor Brewing Company, Our Wine Bar, Fernson. They've been hosting these great little events to help people get educated about the project, but also give back.
And you just said something there that I think is important, because as we look at helping one another or being of service, it does connect to this sort of political idea of this is awfully expensive just to be a woman, and women who are living in poverty, or the inequality in income in this state and beyond, wages being low, that this is some of the things that maybe you don't think about, because we don't often talk about tampons or pads or shampoo or diapers or those things that are necessities if you're walking around in a female body.
Exactly. And it's interesting to try and get men also interested in participating in this. And I've actually found a really positive perception from men when I kind of approach them with this, and they've been comfortable asking questions. Well, don't they have pads and tampon dispensers in bathrooms for women to get that stuff? And it's like, well, yeah, half of them are empty, and most of us don't carry a quarter around in our pocket when we need it. So it's been fun to kind of introduce it. And I try and strike that.
This is how many quarters it would take you in a week. I mean, you start doing the math of that, and quality of products, and
it's thousands of dollars throughout a woman's lifetime. And if you're making minimum wage and you have to decide between putting food on your table or having tampons ready for you, I have heard stories of moms having to decide if they're going to take their daughter or son's last diaper to use. So imagine as a mom having to make that decision: does my child get a diaper, or do I get a pad so that I don't bleed through the only pair of pants I own?
At work, yeah.
At work.
Billie Sutton, tell me a little bit about the Leadership Institute and watching people like Heather come up with these ideas and these needs that maybe you didn't even know existed, because what she just described sounds like it should be happening in some other country, not here in South Dakota.
Well, I'd tell you this, this group of amazing people far exceeded my expectations of what we wanted to see happen. Heather's a perfect example of, just a star in her own community that is just doing really awesome things. And so it's just been really cool for me to be able to be a part of it, and to see all the great things that these people are doing when you just encourage them and help them make some connections, and, watch them work through the challenges that they face, and to see them rise up and overcome those challenges is just been totally worth it for me and for my wife, Kelsey. And I know Susie as well. And so it's just been really fun to be a part of it. I'm proud of all of them.
And Heather, you tell a story on your Facebook page about why you're doing this that made me think, my daughter's in college now, but about kids in diapers, because it was one of my pet peeves to have my daughter in like a saggy diaper. And I never thought that was being judgmental until I read your Facebook post about the privilege of being able to change your daughter's diaper or your child's diaper when it's, when they need to. And I was always checking it, because we were just not going to go. It's not good for kids. For one thing, they get rashes and things like that. But I think I was a little judgy about it because I was precise about changing that diaper. Never once did it occur to me at that time to be deeply grateful that I had access to as many diapers as my daughter needed. Tell us a little bit about sharing that story as a mother and kind of realizing the vast privilege of that.
Yeah, so I have a 2.5-year-old son, so I feel like a diaper champ at this point. I know all the brands and how to change them. But one of our partners, the Teddy Bear Den, shared a story with us. And for those that don't know, the Teddy Bear Den supports economically disadvantaged moms. They get points for making healthy choices and can shop in their on-site little boutique. And there was a mother that came in, and their child had a very saggy diaper, and the program director, Sandy, was going over there saying, hey, I noticed your diaper might need a fresh diaper. Can I offer something? Can I offer a fresh diaper? And the mom started crying and said, I'm so sorry, I don't have any. And we have to hold off as long as possible and wait. And I started crying in the coffee shop when Sandy told me that, because I just can't imagine that. And so, and exactly, there's health implications. There's that judgmental side of
the shame.
The shame.
I'm a bad mother.
I'm a bad mother. When she's not, she's clearly in the Teddy Bear Den trying to make the best choices. And so those women are struggling through even far worse things, potentially substance abuse, domestic violence, poverty. If we can help, we're not solving the greater issue with these kids, but if we can give them a package to welcome their newborn baby and make them feel a little more comfortable, or to allow women to have access to these products as they're trying to find a better life for themselves. It's those small little acts of kindness that can actually really make a difference in women's lives as they try to improve themselves.
Right. But you say you're not solving it, but you're also the ripples of getting so many other women and men involved in the conversation and going to places to bring donations and gathering together. The atoms bouncing around back and forth. What could happen? You don't know what's going to happen next with that.
Yeah, and I hope that it inspires people. And part of the event is we're going to have somebody from each of these nonprofits at the event, and I'm going to allow them some space to speak, because we often talk about service and we always want to volunteer and want to donate, and then we get busy. And I want this day to be an easy way for people to give back. One day a year, if that's all you do, it can make a big difference. Small little acts of kindness. If you have leftover diapers from your child, drop them off at the teddy bear den.
Billie Sutton for the Leadership Institute, another class on the way? Or are people getting ready to think about applying? What's next?
They should be getting ready to think about applying. Yeah,
awesome.
We're coming up on round 2 here. And I think the application's open April 1st, and they have until May 1st to apply. And our first retreat is the first weekend in June. So we are excited for the next round. It's going to be tough to outdo this first group.
This inaugural class,
really
yeah.
I mean, it was so fun to get to know these individuals and to be a part of the cool things that they are doing now and that they're going to accomplish far into the future. And we're just so lucky to be a part of it. So this next round of applicants better have their game on, because it's going to be tough.
All right. We'll put a link up to the website on our website after the program, listen.sdpb.org. Aim high, think big about what you can do to change your community. And we look forward to hearing so many more of these stories as they unfold. Billie Sutton, thanks for being here.
Thank you so much.
Heather Krause, thanks for stopping by the studio. Women's Day of Service is March 7th at the gym at MB in downtown Sioux Falls. Find them on Facebook as well. Thanks, Heather.
Thank you.